Legacy Museum of African American History, in collaboration with Lynchburg Parks and Recreation Department, celebrating Black History Month each Sunday afternoon, February 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th at 3 p.m. Presents a virtual talk show written and directed by Teresa Harris, featuring actors portraying Katherine Johnson, Muhammad Ali, Maya Angelou, and Frederick Douglass. And live from the Quincy Armstrong Show, featuring Jemon Haskins as Quincy Armstrong, with Shanticarol Otey as Katherine Johnson, and music by rapper Double D. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Quincy!
Hello, I'm Quincy Armstrong, and welcome to the Quincy Armstrong Show. Now, here at Q's Place, we celebrate Black History 365, 24/7. We are proud to honor the great achievements of Blacks in America. From the moment the first Africans set foot on North American soil, we became a fundamental thread in the tapestry of American history. In the 60s, Sam Cooke reminded us that it's been a long time coming, but a change is going to come. Now, on each episode of this show, I have the privilege of interviewing some of the greatest change agents in history. Now, they recognize the need to make life better, not only for themselves and their contemporaries, but also for the generations who will come after them. Now, it is important for their stories to be told. Now, here at the Quincy Armstrong Show, our mission is to educate, entertain, and hopefully uplift through storytelling. Now, tonight's special guest is a trailblazer in the field of aeronautics and space travel. She is NASA scientist and mathematician, Katherine Johnson. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show and thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have interviewed a lot of amazing people over the years, but tonight's guest has got to be one of the most fascinating people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and also one of the smartest. Now, this guest is a mathematician whose calculations of orbital mechanics as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent U.S. manned space flights. Now, during her 33-year career at NASA and its predecessor, she earned a reputation for mastering complex manual calculations and helped pioneer the use of computers to perform these tasks. Now, she's hailed as one of the first African-American women to work as a NASA scientist. Now, the highly acclaimed film Hidden Figures, which was released in December 2016, was based on the nonfiction book of the same title. Now, the book and the movie depicted the life and times of our guests and other African-American women who provided the statistical data that supported the nation's manned space program during its early days. Please welcome to the show the gifted mathematician, scientist, and trailblazer, Miss Creola, Katherine Johnson. Welcome to the show, Ms. Johnson, and it's an honor to have you as my guest tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here. You've obviously done your homework. Few people know my first name is Creola. Most people only know me as Katherine. Now, Quincy, I heard you haven't read Hidden Figures yet, so I brought you a copy.
Oh!
It's a great read, but it can also double as a sleeping aid and a paperweight.
Look, I promise I'm going to read this, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, I did see the movie. I saw the movie, and I thought that the movie was phenomenal. What did you think about the movie?
I thought the movie was good, and I was very flattered to be portrayed by Taraji P. Henson. But some of the things in the movie didn't really happen.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like me walking, or rather running, a half-mile every day to use the colored bathroom.
So you did not have to use the woman-colored bathroom?
Well, it may have been the policy, but I went on in the white one.
So you did what you did. You did what you had to do regardless of the policy, right?
I did what made sense at the time.
So you were truly a pioneer in more ways than one.
Well, in those days, a woman had to be assertive and aggressive. I had to be aggressive or I would not have been there very long.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I'll give you a perfect example. Back in the early days of NASA, women were not allowed to put their names on any reports. No woman in my division had ever had her name on a report. Ted Skopinski, the gentleman I was working with at the time, wanted to leave our office and go to Houston. Because our boss didn't want my name on that report, he insisted Ted complete the report before leaving the office. Ted said that I should finish the report because I had done most of the work on it anyway. Ted left and I finished the report. I put my name on it, and that was the first time a woman in our division had ever had her name on something.
Yes.
I was very proud of that.
Yes. Now, even at an early age, it was obvious that you were a very, very bright young girl. You graduated at the age of 14, and then you graduated college summa cum laude at the age of 18. What motivated you to excel in such a way?
Well, my father was the smartest man I ever met, and he only had a 6th grade education. I was in awe of him in so many ways. He had a real gift for numbers. He could calculate anything. Despite his limited education, he insisted my siblings and I attend college. He and my mother made so many sacrifices so that all 4 of us could go to college.
Now, what type of sacrifices?
We were born in the country where my father farmed and logged. When we became school-aged, my father rented a house in town. So every year we moved to the city during the school year and back on the farm during the summer months.
Your family did that each year?
We sure did, for 8 years until we all finished high school and college. It was more affordable that way.
Wow, that's quite a sacrifice. I've never heard of anybody doing that before.
That's the kind of man my father was.
Indeed. Now, you could have entered into pretty much any field that you wanted to, but why did you choose to become a career mathematician?
To prove it could be done. Back when I was growing up, math and science were not popular fields for women, and especially not black women. Like my father, I found math very easy to do. What I like most about math is that you are either right or wrong. There are no gray areas.
I understand that. You know what? I've always had a tough time with math myself. I mean, to this very day, I can hardly balance my checkbook.
You probably don't enjoy detailed work, do you?
Matter of fact, I don't.
That's one of the reasons NASA chose women to calculate the trajectories for their space flights. They knew women would be more meticulous and attentive to details. Women do tend to have more patience than men.
Oh, okay, all right. I know that. I may not know math, but I'm not going to try to argue with that on that matter at all. You were so good at what you did that NASA needed you more than you needed them. They needed you to be an engineer for their growing space program. Now, I cannot imagine the obstacles that you encountered just to be accepted in a sea of just white men.
As I said earlier, I had to put myself out there in a confident way or be trampled. When they had briefings in the office, I asked permission to go. And they said, girls usually don't go. And I said, is there a law against it? As I began to attend more and more of the briefings, I soon found myself doing more of the work.
All right. Well, look, you obviously show, and you still do show, a lot of confidence. What are some of the things that kind of worried you about your job and the responsibility that you have been given?
What I liked most about math was also the thing that made me a little nervous.
Well, I would imagine there's little room for error when trying to calculate trajectories, though.
Correction, there is no room for error. I remember being particularly worried when they were leaving the moon, coming back to Earth. Everything needed to be exactly correct on that. And I was sitting there hoping I was right too.
Apparently you were. Now, I remember in the movie, John Glenn, he wouldn't even go on the flight without your final confirmation.
Now that part is true.
So you actually came in contact with these very famous astronauts that the nation has known to know and revere.
Yes, we got to meet the astronauts and we were all so in awe of them. And they were just as excited to meet us too.
Tell us about your connection with John Glenn and his historic space flight.
John Glenn would be the first astronaut to go into the atmosphere, orbit the Earth, and come back. They wanted him to land in a specific location, and that is what I did. I computed his trajectory.
Now, it's my understanding that human computers, such as yourself, were trusted far more than the electronic devices that we now have become so heavily dependent upon now. That was a huge responsibility, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. My branch was given all of these trajectories, and I did most of the work on these by hand. When Glenn got ready to go up, he insisted that they call me, and he told them if I said the computer is correct, then he would take my word on it.
That right there, that had to have felt amazing. I mean, you literally had the future of space travel in your hands. Now, for your outstanding work, you have received numerous accolades and awards, including NASA Special Achievement Award, several honorary doctorate degrees, the Presidential Medal of Freedom awarded by President Obama, and I'm going to try to get this right. This is a tongue twister for me, and the Silver Snoopy Award from our local hometown hero, Leland Melvin. Which of these honors are you most proud of?
Quincy, while I treasure each and every one of these awards, honors, and medals, my most favorite thing to receive are letters from children.
Oh, okay. What kind of letters do you receive?
I receive lots of letters from young girls who say that they are inspired by my story.
I bet you've made quite a difference in the way young black children perceive themselves and their ability to succeed in anything that they attempt to do. Too bad that your story was not more widely shared before now.
I have to trust that things happen as they are meant to. Going forward, I hope that our young people, both boys and girls, will realize they can do whatever they set their mind to do, regardless of popular opinion.
No doubt about that, no doubt. No doubt that girls, they can do as well in math as boys. But however, research does show that girls lag behind boys in math skills, starting around middle school, but they later catch up. Unfortunately, though, by that time their brain development catches up, girls may have missed the opportunity to take certain math courses, which puts them at a disadvantage at a very early age. Do you think that there are gender differences with regards to math?
I think the only difference is in the desire to learn. Children have to want to learn. As a child, I was inquisitive. I wanted to know what was going on and why. I also had a penchant for counting things. I counted everything. Plates, glasses, silverware, pencils, you name it. I think girls are often reluctant to ask questions, and it is not often encouraged. The desire has to be nurtured in the right environment. When that happens, you will find that girls are far more creative than men, and they definitely pay more attention to the details. which enables them to be better equipped to handle the complex math equations that I encountered at NASA. They just have to be given that chance.
Yes. Ms. Johnson, thank you so much for being on our show today. I've learned more in just this little bit amount of time than that we've been talking. And thank you so much for your genius, too. The world is a much better place because of your contributions to it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it up again for Miss Crayola, Katherine Johnson.
Thank you, Quincy, for having me.
I'm back. I come from a long line of dreamers, dog. A long line of my mama a dreamer. Long line of them. Look, remember daydreaming in my bedroom about the places I go, having millions of fans and sold out shows. I know that it seemed like a shot in the dark, but I'm a star, I'ma light the way. Look, I done had a whole world tour in my bedroom. And a feature from MF Doom before we lost them, dang. Why we have to lose a great? Maybe cause it's a cold world, time to turn up the heat, the pressure, make pearls and diamonds. Yes, some shining came from the mud and now I'm shining and I'm binding my time until the time is right. In my free time, my rhymes I write. Been a big dreamer since the knee-high days. My mind is amazed, but I know the way. I'm not getting lost no more, cause it tore a hole in my heart when I did. But that's in the past. Now we look into the future. Man, I really need a suture. Dang, the whole truth of life, man, that's crazy. Got a new coupe, I call her Miss Daisy. And I love her, yes, this my baby. I might take her right up to Cypress Hill, where the real ones stay. On the low, they creep. And if there is a problem, they'll make your mama weep. Who y'all think that I am, son? Y'all not sleeping on me no more. Time to wake up and smell the garden. Yes, I'm an artist, so if I hit a wall, then I gotta go harder. Can't nobody stop me. Man, I feel like Nightcrawler. Not big bands, but I feel like a bowler. Shot caller, shot caller. Dig it, D. For some strange reason, bro. Niggas think I'm capping when I said that. Like, I ain't capping. These straight facts, my G. Straight facts. Ain't no cap in my rap. Ain't none. Ain't no camp in my style. You can't.